All right, mic check. Check 1 2 testing. Yeah, we're good. Last man yesterday. Okay, season 76, day 10. What are we talking about today? Well, what's been dominating the news? The hammer attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband. I mean, it's clear what we need to do. We need to get rid of hammers. We need to ban hammers. There can no longer be any hammers. Hammers kill people and assault people. People don't do that. So we gotta, first of all, there should be emergency legislation activated to ban all hammers. Just get rid of them. They're just too dangerous. So anyways, a lot of this stuff in this story, it just doesn't seem to add up. First of all, you're a billionaire. You live in a house on a corner with no fence around it. You supposedly get death threats every day. You live in a corner with no security fence around your house. You have apparently no security system. I don't make anywhere near $100 million a year. But if I did, I would think I would have a security system. You could buy Simply Safe for like $100. I have Simply Safe. Okay. So supposedly a guy breaks into the house, shatters the window. No alarm goes off to notify police or anything. If someone breaks a window of my house, an alarm goes off. The police are notified, and they're probably going to get shot. It's just, that's the way it is. Okay, but you make hundreds of millions of dollars a year, and you don't even have a security system that notifies the police when someone breaks a window in your house. You don't have any kind of fencing around your house. There's high definition cameras all over on this thing. It's right on the sidewalk there. I mean, like, so this guy, a mentally deranged supposedly person, in his underwear, supposedly breaks a window and gains access to the house. Finds Mr. Pelosi sleeping in bed or something. They're both in their underwear. I heard a couple different stories. He starts hitting him with a hammer and then says, "We're gonna wait here for Pelosi." And then I heard like somehow he got in an elevator and said he wanted to use the bathroom. The guy let him use the bathroom. Had his phone charging in the bathroom. And then he proceeded to call the police, who arrived in 2 minutes. It's a pretty good response time. And even though only Mr. Pelosi and the alleged assailant were in the house when the police arrived, one of the reports said that someone opened the door for them. And then at what point they saw the intruder and Mr. Pelosi both holding onto the hammer. As soon as the police arrived, the intruder yanked the hammer away from Mr. Pelosi and put him in the hospital, pretty much. That's pretty much the way it went down, supposedly. So, like I said, just a lot of holes. Just a lot of holes in this. I mean, oh my gosh, are we really going to lose this one? Maybe not. So it just a lot of it nothing adds up. I mean, first of all, this guy's like he's an illegal alien from Canada that's been arrested 7 times. And now that he's been arrested for this, I mean, if there's anybody else that got assaulted, he'd be out on no cash bail, walking streets, and with a little note to appear in court. But not so with assaulting an important person, someone that matters. They'll throw the book at him, no bail, no nothing. So And then, of course, all this is going off like, hey, it's these guys' fault. It's their fault that this is happening. It's because of their rhetoric or whatever. Number one, everyone should be responsible for their own actions. And you will ultimately be held accountable before God, before your actions. But this whole passing the buck on everything, for everything. The gun manufacturers are responsible for making guns and for the people going and doing bad things with them. I'm sorry, but you could do that with anything. How about car manufacturers and someone uses a car to run over somebody? How about hammer manufacturers? Someone makes a hammer and some bad guy uses it for evil. If someone beats someone to death with a golf club, are we supposed to ban all golf clubs? If someone writes a note saying they're going to kill someone, should we ban all pens and pencils? I mean, it sounds ridiculous. But when you think about it, where does it end? All right? You have the UK, they banned a bunch of guns, and there's just knife attacks all over the place. So aren't they going to ban people's knives? Maybe you have to have a chef license to have a knife or something. You know, where's that end? You know, it starts to get silly after a point. If you have a bad person, I'm pretty sure some bad person could break into a school and hurt a bunch of little children with their bare hands. So then are you going to outlaw hands? You see where this goes? It doesn't end. It's not the tools that people use. Tools in and of themselves are neither good nor bad. It's the individuals and how they use those tools. Does that make sense? I mean, this is common sense. A 2-year-old could tell you this. It's ridiculous that there's still this conversation even happening about different things. But yet, once again, every time someone uses a gun to do something bad, we got to take all the guns away. So I'm waiting for the calls to take your hammers away, guys. Just watch out for that. And not only that, they'll start blaming other individuals. So if I get on social media and say, oh, TikTok challenge, you need to kill yourself, that's the challenge, and a bunch of people kill themselves, am I responsible for that? They're trying to say this is some guy was June 6th, I don't know, it's weird. But instead of just each individual being responsible for their actions, I can't make you do anything. You know, I could be a social media influencer and tell you to go do something, okay? And if you go do it, is that my fault? You have rap people that sing all kinds of rap songs about murdering the cops and stuff. Are they held responsible when someone's listening to their music and goes and kills some cops? Or anybody? I don't think so. No, that's all, you know, your First Amendment right or whatever. So people just need to be held responsible for their own actions. You know, if someone's telling you to do something, you don't have to do it unless they're they're in authority over you. So it's time to start holding people accountable for their actions and not just giving everybody a pass on whatever. You go murder or hurt a bunch of people, then you should go away for a long time. An eye for an eye. Let's just go back to biblical times. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. You know, let the punishment fit the crime. There'd be a whole lot less crime. I was just reading Ecclesiastes, and it was talking about where justice is slow, the crime is prevalent, basically. So there's no consequences for doing anything. Let me see here. If I go to New York and I rob a bank with a note that says, hey, give me all your money, I got a gun, and they give me $30,000 and I walk out of there, but I get arrested, and then I get a note that says you have to appear in court at this time, but I ignore that. and nothing happens to me. What do you think most people are going to do? They're going to be like, hey, I just got $30,000. I'm not seeing a downside here. I just got 30 grand and nothing happened. Just like those laws in San Francisco or in other places. You can take $900 worth of stuff a day. No, you're not going to get prosecuted or anything. I can't believe this guy beat my angel for him. He got to my three angels. He got to my angel before I got him. No way. Should have just used Alley, I guess, on this trash. But you see, I mean, okay, so say I go down to the local Walgreens and I take $900 worth of stuff and nothing happens to me. Now, I don't know about you guys. Maybe you make a lot of money. I don't make $900 a day. It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for most people, I would think. But, be that as it may, you have people that can take $900 worth of stuff and nothing happens to them. So, what is the deterrent here? Alright, yeah, so, I mean, stuff's just going to go from bad to worse if there's no consequences for people's actions. They can be like, hey, I can do whatever I want and nothing's going to happen to me. Then they're going to do whatever they want and nothing's going to happen to them, right? I mean, what's the deterrent? The deterrent is consequences for your actions. If you do something wrong, then you pay the price for it, right? But if there's no price to pay, oh, come on. This is ridiculous. I guess I should have just gone with, since when did the Peltas gather around like that? So, really, everybody runs over that side. Okay, this could be a fun one. How about we get some stabby action going on Alley there? There we go. Takes a half hour to kill Alley. I'm going to lose my Peltas. Oh, I lost. Yeah, good job, Siondiok, for committing suicide, you absolutely stupid piece of trash garbage heap. So we lose, like that happens. Okay. Good job, Hobbs, on this form here. Yeah, I'm just going to call that some major RNG there. Okay, well, this one looks pretty good, actually. That was amazing. Just all my guys died. So, yeah, there's just no consequences for actions. And then people do whatever they want. If they're morally corrupt people, yeah, just whatever. Whatever goes, right? Who cares? And that comes back to how people are and, you know, how they're raised, how they're brought up, what they believe. I think has a lot to do with how you treat people. If you think you're just a monkey, you're rearranged pond scum that evolved over trillions of years, and you're just an animal. So what's the problem? Why? Who cares if anyone does anything to anybody else? Because everyone's just an animal. So do you care if the lion like destroys the sheep or whatever? No, nobody cares. That's just how it is. So if we're just the same thing, if there's nothing special about human beings, or we're not, whoever if there's no absolutes, if there's no absolute morality, lawgiver, is it always wrong to murder people? What are we supposed to take away from that? If we're just teach our kids all day long that you came from a monkey, you are a monkey, and so then we're surprised when people act like monkeys. Like if a lion wants to go, sometimes lions go rogue, don't they? Just kill just for fun, or bears or something, or wolves, So if someone goes and shoots up a school, we're all like, that's horrible. It is horrible, but why? Why is it horrible? If we're just animals, then who cares, right? But no, we all know that we're not just animals. We know that we're special creations. We're made in God's image. We're created in God's image. That's why it's so horrible when someone does that. If you just go shoot up a school full of chimpanzees, does anybody care? Would you even care? No. Why would you? And that's what we're bringing up our kids to believe, and that's what's being pushed everywhere, and that's been pushed for a long time. And then people are surprised when they act like they're taught to be. There is absolutely, I'm not saying that people that believe in evolution can't be moral people, I'm just saying there's no basis for it. And they'll say, oh well, it's so we can keep our species going. That's how we know we'd be nice to people. Who cares? That's not a reason. Literally, if a lion sees a female lion he wants and he's stronger, he just takes it from the other, kills the other lion, right? That's moving on the species. It's so silly. There is no reason to do right if we're just evolved pond scum. There's no reason. You can be moral, but you don't have a reason to be. And the silly reasons that they give, because I want to, it'd be best for my species if I did that. No, maybe not. And if who cares? That your only reason to exist is to better your species so that it propagates and goes along. That's what Richard Dawkins says. Yeah, and that's bring it to its conclusion. It's ridiculous. So back to this guy, none of this story adds up. None of it makes sense. First of all, you got a 2-minute response time for police. Oh, that's pretty dang good. And you have a multi-million person, I don't know how many billions of dollars or hundreds of millions that Pelosi's are worth. It's worth a lot. And you don't have an alarm system. You don't have security. None of it makes sense, guys. It's just kind of silly. Not silly that someone got hurt, if that's the case. And that brings us to another thing. How do we know what anyone is telling us is true or not? If I owned a magazine, or I was in a small town and I owned that newspaper, and I said, hey, such and such happened, well, you could go check on it and see. But let's just say someone owns most of the majority of newspapers and multimedia and media and television news and everything like that, and I can't kill a stone golem. I can't kill some peltasts. My stone golem's been beating on. If you got level 50 peltasts, I guess that's cool, dude. Good story, bro. That I can't kill your peltasts. Is there nuns hidden somewhere that I can't see? That's absolute bullcrud. I have a stone going beating on his peltas for a half hour. Okay, so you have these individuals. I guess I should have read that one. He does have quite a few shadow ninjas, so usually I step that up. So how do we know what anything that is telling us is true? If most 90%, a high 90, maybe more of the radio, television networks, news, media, all that is basically ran by one or two sources. You know, they own all this stuff. Google, Alphabet, Google's parent company Alphabet, they buy like a crazy amount of companies like every month. It's insane. So how do we know? We're in this huge country and someone tells us, hey, this happened. Okay, how do we know that this happened? How do we know that Nancy Pelosi's husband got attacked with a hammer? Well, maybe there's only one way to verify. We'd have to go, and check it out or talk to people that have been there. But if they just put people on the news, be like, there's this person crying and they're in the hospital and they say, yeah, we saw him there and it was horrible. Okay, so that couldn't be acted out. What I'm saying is that how do we know? How do we verify stuff? And really, unless you just believe the sources, we don't really have a way of verifying. So whatever they tell us, this news media and all this stuff, if we just believe that and with no verification, they could tell us anything. They could tell us that aliens have landed in Central Park. And unless you know your uncle lives in Central Park and he's over there and he's got a cell phone of it, but they could put a bunch of people on TV saying, yeah, we saw these aliens and all that. And then, a lot of people are convinced by that. So, you look at special effects now and deep fakes and stuff like that and what they can make people do over the media. You could basically make anybody say anything and it look like they're actually saying that if you manipulate the video or whatever. And that's video evidence. Hey, I have video evidence of you doing this. It's kind of scary. If you think about it, they could just pretty much frame anybody for anything and there's nothing you do about it. Hey, I got video evidence and I got these people that are going to corroborate this. I mean, so how do you know? We don't really know. There's no real way to verify this. So any story that they tell us, and that's a lot of power if you can, unless these people are completely honest, which I highly doubt that they are, then they could manipulate stories or things for their own personal gain. Very easily. What if they have a certain agenda? Hey, let's disarm the people and take guns away from everyone. If there's a certain amount of high-powered individuals that wanted to disarm the people so they could push on them any agenda that they wanted, well, people that are armed and have a way to defend themselves are not easy to control. So if you can take away there's another one like that. If you can take away their ability to defend themselves, it's kind of a tough one, all those peltas breaking out. And Siondiok's dead, so we're dead. Okay, whatever. don't know why my guys aren't just going over there and murdering all his peltasts, honestly. Yeah, why are they curving over there to those guys? That doesn't even make sense to me. They should just be over there murdering all his peltasts because his peltasts are right there. They're literally in a row right there. There's no reason for my guys not to just go over there and murder all his peltasts. This is stupid. I've made a form like this. They just run over to those guys. This doesn't even make sense. All right, these guys should just be running up here and killing these guys because these guys are over here. These guys are closer. They shouldn't be running over there. This is kind of dumb. All right, let's try this again here. The pathing here is not working out like it's supposed to at all. No way you kill my stone golem that fast. This is bullcrud. No way. I'm sorry. There's just no way you just go over there and kill my stone golem that fast at all. That doesn't even happen. All right, I'm gonna call absolute bullcrud on this. This is so stupid. It's not even funny. You're just going over there and killing my stone golem like instantaneously. That's bullcrud. Okay, that's what's supposed to happen. Is guys are supposed to die or like instantaneous. I don't know how the heck, what is going on. This is like, it doesn't even make sense what's going on here. Can we go kill Allie, please? Pieces of trash. Thank you. There's a little stun there. What level are these guys? I can't. There's nobody healing this. This is stupid. I can't kill a pirate? Apparently my guys can't kill anybody. I'm just sitting there on like nobody for half an hour. Oh yeah, that's freaking awesome. Yeah, go over there and get killed, you stupid piece of trash, Siondiok. She's trying to go over there and get nuked. That's exactly what she's trying to do. And she does get nuked. Thank you, trash pile. That's a pretty good form there. So what was I talking about? Yeah, morality and the decline of morality. And that's pretty much how what's been prophesied to happen. Things are going to go from bad to worse, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing criminals go free for anything, and you're seeing just the lack of love for one another. It says the heart's love for people will grow cold. You see that? You don't see love for people. You see people hating people and wanting to hurt people and wanting to get stuff for your own monetary gain and not putting other people before yourself. You see all kinds of wickedness. And that's how it's going to be. Things are going to go from bad to worse, you know? Sad, but true, and you can see that all around you. So that goes back to morality and the things we're taught and belief and the existence of God. If you don't believe God exists, there is no morality. There's no reason to do right or wrong, no real reason. Just do whatever you want. You're the boss. Everybody's on the same playing field. You can't be like, oh, my thoughts are higher than yours, because you're all just rearranged pond scum. You're an ape. One ape wants to kill another ape. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You know? Why people try to establish morality and they don't have any reason for morality if God doesn't exist. There's no reason to be kind to your fellow man. Just take whatever you want. I'm not saying you should do that, because God does exist. But from that worldview, from that point of view, there's no reason to be kind to anyone. And that's what you see. You see kids stabbing other kids. You see people just pushing random strangers out in front of buses. People running over people with cars. People shooting people. People killing someone for their tennis shoes. People shooting someone just because of the uniform they wear. They don't even know the person. People hurting other people just because their skin color is different. This is just wickedness. It's stupid. But that's how it's going to be, and it's going to get worse. So I'm just telling you how it is, guys. And that is because a lot of the reason, if there's no, why respect your parents if they're just animals? Why respect your neighbor? Why not just take whatever your neighbor has? If you want it, if you can take it, take it. And that's what you're seeing. There's no love for people. Everything is fulfilled in love if you love someone. Love God and love your neighbor as yourself. You're not going to steal from your neighbor if you love your neighbor. You're not going to mistreat them and be mean to them. You can trust your neighbor. It'd be a beautiful thing. And that's how it's supposed to be, But it's not going to be like that. Not for a while. So I'm just saying, stuff's going to go from bad to worse. And a lot of that has to do with the whole world lies in the power of the evil one. And believe that or not, it's up to you. But look around you and you tell me otherwise. So, yeah, we want to stop this. Just start holding people accountable for what you're doing wrong, If there's going to be some serious consequences for doing stuff that people shouldn't be doing, people aren't going to do it anymore. But if I rob a bank and I can get 30 grand and there's no consequences, how many people aren't going to rob a bank? There's not a lot that'd be like, hey, I'd rather go work for $15 an hour, That's not going to happen. How did all my guys die? So you got this form, and sometimes it just wipes out my entire army. Okay, double angel. Ali should have pretty much nuked everyone into the ground. I want to know what killed all my stone golems. I got 7 stone golems up front and they just all die? Come on. What kind of bullcrud is that? Where'd my nuke go? Did my nuke not hit anybody up front? It should have just pretty much wiped out everybody. Yeah, go right next to those guys to get swooped on. Good job, Allie. Thanks for losing again. Dun, 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 dun. This is pretty much bull crud here. All right, let's change this up a little bit then here, buddy. So, yeah, I don't know. What are we to believe? Whatever the media feeds us, and what are we to believe? Whatever we're taught, whatever we just believe without even questioning anything. People aren't questioning things, aren't looking into things. Whatever the majority says, whatever your professor says, whatever the peer-reviewed thing says, whatever the media says, whatever the celebrity tweets out, you know, we're just supposed to just willy-nilly just believe everything. Or how about looking into things and questioning stuff? And that goes with anything. If you're not, and don't, like, I think I've gone over this before, but don't be so set in your ways that you're not willing to look at anything else. But there is right and there is wrong, and there is absolute right and absolute wrong, and there's a reason for it, and because this is how God has established it, and not simply because some person, that was his opinion, and that should be the way it should be. So we didn't really, those new alleys kind of jacked us up there with those stupid, I guarantee that's not how those act in training. In training, which we all know is stupid because it doesn't have anything to do with how the arena acts. And I think one of the reasons is in training, when Allie does her little, starts casting, it doesn't freeze everybody. And in the arena, it does. When she does her little casting, everybody's frozen there for a second. That doesn't happen in training that I can see. So, yeah, it's interesting. I don't really see like a lot of the stuff that, I mean, man, it's just so hard. How do you believe anything that the media tells us then? I mean, you mean to tell me they're not going to lie about stuff to push an agenda? People lie for power, for money, for influence, for relationship, or whatever. What is this garbage? All my guys just die. I'm tired of this. Just one form, I just wreck it, and then we got this, and it just owns me. So today we are seeing just a lack of any kind of consistency at all. Is this the guy I just attacked? I don't even know. If so, I messed up and didn't use Celine, but I thought it was this guy with a different form. Anyways, yeah, I recommend just question everything. If you don't know what you believe and why you believe it, maybe you shouldn't believe it. Don't automatically just shut down other people just because their point of view contradicts your point of view. If I'm wrong, I want to know. So if I'm willing to talk about anything, I don't care. Politics, religion, conspiracy theories, so-called, and that's another thing. Just like, if you just label someone a conspiracy theorist, then automatically whatever they're talking about they're just a nut job. Right? And that's an easy way to write off people, and that's been pushed forever in everything. Oh, conspiracies. A lot of like television and movies, they influence people a lot, and what they're showing you and different things. So I don't know. They had subliminal messages back in the 70s on things. So, and that was with like, I don't know, 400p or something televisions, and now they got 8K televisions. You mean to tell me they don't have subliminal messages in that? You look at, there's I've been noticing product placement in music videos and stuff where they put things in there to influence people. Okay. So I know if I make a video on YouTube and I put product placement in there, I have to notify. So say that they're making a music video and they zoom in on the person drinking a Mountain Dew or something, and it's really clear, or they have a new car in there, and it basically gives you a little tour of the car in the music video, and it's obvious, it's clearly like a commercial thing, Yeah, I don't know why this is different, but all my guys should just run up there and kill his other guys. There's no reason why my meteor golem should just destroy his peltasts like instantaneously. I guess I should have put a second stone golem over there because it seemed to help out a little better last time. Oh, my Yasha stabbed him. I guess it didn't matter. Wasn't a good enough stab apparently. Okay, this could be interesting. Is Siondiak going to live, or is he just going to sit there and kill all my guys here? Come on, Yasha, stab away. Stab away, stab away. Stab. Missing with the stabs, of course. Stab. There's no way 2 peltasts should be able to kill my guys there, though. Oh my gosh. So they killed. I got Siondiak healing, and 2 peltasts and a meteor golem kill my Yasha. Bullcrud. Overpowering the heals of Siondiak. So yeah, just be open-minded about stuff. Don't be so quick to put people down. I mean, there's people that have this point of view that, hey, I am something that I'm clearly not. This is what I identify as. I am an Apache. I mean, I'm the President of the United States, and I'm clearly not the President of the United States. But if you don't honor me and tell me that I am the President of the United States, then I'm going to be super offended, and you're going to be a bigot. How's that sound? Sounds great, right? Let's get a couple more. This got a lot of guys back there. Oh my gosh. They just hit my alley. I can't even believe this anymore. Yeah, I need that upgrade where Davison hits alley. That's a good one. I like that. You get that upgrade where Davison just hits alley every time, please. I like that one. So, what was I even talking about? My gosh, man, that's so stupid. It just leaps over there. Oh yeah, hits my alley. How about getting out of there, you stupid piece of trash? I lost my train of thought on that. But yeah, question things. People just believe stuff. Hey, this is how I was raised. This is what I brought up to believe. I mean, if someone says they're I identify as the president of the United States. If you don't give me my own White House and let me live there, then you're being a bigot against me. You're not. You're being intolerant to my views as to what I identify as, and so therefore, you are bigoted, homophobic, racist, whatever, misogynist, all the ists and isms that are out there. All right, so I need to move into the White House, and yeah. So if that was someone's claim, and lots of people claim that, I think, do we just let them into the White House and be like, okay, yeah, I mean, he says he's a president, just let him in the White House. That's what he identifies. He identifies as the president, so we gotta put him in the White House, you know? No, of course not. People identify as something that they're clearly not. Then you put them in the loony bin. You don't be like, oh, okay. Yeah, let's just go with what this person says and act like they are what they identify as. So where does that end? It doesn't end unless you're being silly. If you can identify as anything that you want to be identified as, then it's the same thing as where this are there absolute standards, is there absolute truth. So you're actually, if I claim to be the president, now that's what I identify as, and you treat me differently than someone that identifies as a monkey or a werewolf or something else that they're not, and you're treating them, you're actually being bigoted against me. So there is no, and you say, oh, you're just being extreme. There is no limit to it. If a 7-year-old identifies as a 30-year-old, I can drive. I identify as this is my age, so that's what I identify as my age. So you have to respect that, and I can drive now. And then there's things that can change. So you can identify as something one day, and the next you can identify as something else. So why not? I don't know why everyone in prison just doesn't identify as a cow, right? Because is it the general duty of the law enforcement to lock up cows? I don't think so. So, yeah, why not just identify as a cow, get out of prison, and then just identify as a person again, or whatever you want to identify as. Maybe if you're some kind of endangered salamander or something, then they'll give you your own land, you know? I mean, if you identify as the governor, let's move into the governor's mansion. How can they tell you that you're not? They already established that we're going to recognize people that identify as whatever they want to be. So take it to its logical conclusion. There is no truth. Whatever anyone feels like, that's what they are, and that's how it goes down. So it's the emperor has no clothes. It's silliness. Yeah, it's foolishness. And you look at stuff, and this is even a child. You got like bearded women out there, and these what is it? The men that dress up like women, and the women that dress up like men, or whatever. And they're reading to kids, and there's little kids. Like, why is this guy in a dress with a beard, reading to me? It's just they know it's not. This is not normal. This is not right. Should not be acceptable. And I'm just telling it like it is. If you guys don't, probably get kicked off of YouTube for this or whatever. But, who cares? This is sensical. This is makes sense. They're mutilating, reassigning children's gender for saying that they want to be something else. A little boy says he wants to be a little girl. Okay, so what if the little boy says he wants to be a fox? Are we gonna, hey, let's start grafting a tail on him and giving him some hormone therapy so he grows a bunch of fur, and let's do some major surgery to correct that jawline so he looks more like a fox. And then, okay, there we go. Yeah, what if he wants to be a superhero? You identify as Superman. All right, let's do some bionic. I mean, where does it end? This is dumb. It's child abuse. You're mutilating children for what? Children can't even go out and buy a beer or anything, and that they can make a decision on what they feel like they want to be. This is stupid. Just call it like it is. All right, I'm done. I'm off my soapbox now. You guys have a good day. I'll see you next time.